When you think about life, it's amazing how everything seems to run on formulas, unseen equations that hold the balance of our world together. A seed plus soil plus sunlight equals a tree. Effort plus discipline equals growth. But what happens when one piece of that equation goes missing? Everything else collapses. I've come to realize that life, too, has an equation. And at the very center of it all, there's one constant you cannot remove: Jesus Christ. Now, maybe you've been following our journey since the first episode. We've talked about beginnings, about starting right, about trusting God with your story. But as we continue on this path of spiritual renewal, I want to pause and remind you. If you've missed any of the previous messages, please go back and watch them. Each one builds upon the next, because this isn't just a series, it's a journey of transformation, and make sure you subscribe to follow this journey with us. Today, we go a little deeper, because starting right is one thing, but sustaining that start requires something more. It requires keeping Jesus in the equation. I remember watching a young woman in our neighborhood. She was brilliant, talented, ambitious, always full of dreams. She worked hard, got a good job, and life seemed to be going perfectly. But one day she said something that stayed with me. She said, "I've done everything right, but still, something feels missing." She had the career, the comfort, the plans, but somehow, her peace was gone. You see, everything looked right on paper, but she had left Jesus out of her life's equation. And that's the danger many of us face. We make our plans, we chase success, we even pray occasionally, but deep inside, we're trying to balance a formula that doesn't work. Because when Jesus is not part of your life's equation, everything else becomes unstable. In the book of John, chapter 15, verses 1 to 5, Jesus said, "I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit he takes away, and every branch that bears fruit he prunes, so that it may bear more fruit. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him bears much fruit, for apart from me you can do nothing." Nothing, that's a strong word. It doesn't mean little, it doesn't mean not enough, it means nothing. You can build, plan, invest, and succeed, but without Jesus, the value fades. Because what good is a house if there's no peace inside it? What good is a promotion if your soul feels empty? What good is success if your spirit is starving? That's what Jesus was saying: apart from me, you can do nothing that lasts. Now think about this for a moment. Imagine you're baking bread. You have flour, water, sugar, even yeast. But if you forget to add salt, it will rise, but it won't taste right. The bread will look fine from the outside, but one bite will tell the truth. That's how life is without Jesus. It might look beautiful, it might rise for a while, but there will always be something missing from the taste of it. Because Jesus is the salt of your soul, the one who gives meaning, purpose, and stability to everything you do. You see, friend, Jesus is not just someone we call on in emergencies. He's not the last resort when everything fails. He's meant to be the constant variable, the center of the formula that keeps your entire life balanced. In mathematics, there's something called a constant. It's a number that never changes, no matter what happens to the variables around it. Your income may change, your friends may change, your health, your emotions, they all shift. But Jesus remains the same yesterday, today, and forever. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8 says, "Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever." He doesn't fluctuate. He doesn't change his nature based on your season. That's why when everything else becomes unstable, he remains your anchor. Let me tell you a story. There was once a farmer who planted 2 gardens side by side. One he watered daily, cared for, and constantly checked the soil. The other he left to chance, trusting that the rain and weather would take care of it. Weeks passed. The garden he tended flourished bright green, alive. The other, dry, scattered, and fruitless. Someone asked him, Why do you think one grew and the other did? He said, because one had my constant attention and the other didn't. That's exactly how life works with Jesus. The one who stays connected to the vine, nourished by his word, guided by his spirit, rooted in his love, will flourish. But the one who disconnects slowly dries up inside. Jesus doesn't just want to visit your life occasionally. He wants to abide. He wants to be in every part of your equation, your dreams, your decisions, your relationships, your finances, your peace. Because he knows that the moment you disconnect, your spiritual nutrients stop flowing. And maybe that's you right now. You've been feeling dry lately. You've been praying, but your prayers feel heavy. You've been working hard, but your joy is gone. You've been trying to balance your life, but nothing feels right. Listen, my friend, maybe the issue isn't what you're doing, but who's missing from your equation. Jesus isn't asking you to do more. He's asking you to come closer. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines nothing as of no value, no consequence, no worth. That means a life without Jesus equals emptiness, a formula that never balances. But a life with Jesus in the center becomes meaningful, joyful, and victorious, even in trials. Because when Jesus steps into your equation, he changes the outcome. Moses discovered this when God told him, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." David knew it when he said in Psalm 23, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Paul understood it when he declared, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." These weren't just verses. They were life equations, formulas of faith. So as you move forward in this new season, remember this simple truth. Without Jesus, the equation of life will always be incomplete. He is not the extra ingredient, he is the essential one. He's not an option, he's the source. He's not just part of your journey, he is the journey. And until you make him the center, everything else will keep falling apart. So today, pause for a moment and reflect. Have you been trying to balance life without him? Have you been leaning on your strength, your plan, your wisdom? It's time to rewrite the formula. Say this quietly to yourself. Jesus, I put you back in the equation. Be my constant when everything else changes. Be the center that holds my life together. Because that's where peace begins. Not in perfection, not in performance, but in his presence. Before we end, I want to leave you with this equation to carry in your heart. My life plus life's issues times Jesus equals a victorious life. That's the formula for success heaven understands. And no matter what this year brings, if you keep Jesus in the equation, you will stand strong, fruitful, and full of grace. So as we continue this journey, don't forget to go back and watch the previous episodes. Each one is part of this spiritual equation, helping you grow deeper and stronger in faith. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone. And remember this always, the equation only works when Jesus is at the center.